What is up, my cash? I mean, oh, nope, I don't know. I already messed up. What is up, my cannonballs? We're back for a short, quick second. So, you guys, on today, I'm a little ticked off because, you know what? I wanted to order me a pizza, right? Give me just a good old fresh pizza. And all of a sudden, I'm calling in to these places, and do you know they got no delivery? And these places are, damn near down the street from me. And I'm like, wow, really? What's up, Raphael? I'm like, wow, really? What are you? I mean, like, what are you here for then if you can't deliver? You know, they talking about you gotta make an order online to get a delivery to your house. I'm like, what? Are you serious? What's up, Johnny Mac? Are you serious? I can't believe that. I'm not going for that. You know what? When I heard that, oh, you gotta make a delivery. I gotta make a delivery. Where? When? Who? When? How? No, no, sir. I'm good. Don't even worry about it. You know, I don't understand some of these businesses around here. Honestly, I feel like they look scared because maybe the crime rate has maybe been going back up, but even if it has, that shouldn't be an issue when it comes to serving the people that will put money in your pocket. You know, especially the person that owns that building or the name. You know, I'm sure they got money, but I feel like your people that you really the people that's around in the community a disservice. You don't want to come out. You know, I understand you may be short of staff, but I feel like certain places should have deliveries. They really should. They really should. Because sometimes you may be in a situation where you can't even get out and get something. You may need something. You may need somebody to come to you. That's why it's important for their asses to have some type of delivery. You know, because back in I would say a few years back, from what I remember, um, they had a few people delivering things close to my house. I may be in the hood, but I'm not in the bad part of the hood. I'm kind of in the better parts of the hood, but you know, it's in the daytime. I'm calling you. I'm trying to see, can y'all come out to me? And y'all telling me I gotta make an online order. Can you believe that? It's cool though. It's cool. I just know I'm not gonna be effing with you. Mm-hmm. Trying to place an order in. I wait. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wait. Things like that kind of be ticking me off. But at the same time, I don't be petty. Like some people can be petty, be trying to make a big fuss about something that you can't change. You know, look, sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches that life gives you and continue on moving about your day. So you can return home and do all the things that you love to really do. It ain't worth risking your freedom or risking with anything that you may have that's in the works or in plan for you and somebody else. It ain't worth risking that. Not unless if you have to do it. I would say how you if you have to be like that, you know, that's when you have to get on somebody's ass. That's why I'm saying it. If only if you have to. But if you ain't got to, you can just avoid that. You gotta avoid certain situations. Because a lot of times I feel like it's some people out here in this world that loves to try people that ain't bothering nobody, or people that just really doing the average everyday thing that they are doing, but they just want to do it in a different type of way, you know. And they gotta understand, we are we are law abiding citizens out here. We're not out here trying to, break the law or do something illegal. Now, in certain people's cases, we probably have did that here and there in the past or in the present, but that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, because ain't nobody business on how you conduct your business with whoever. But I don't know, it just gotta be on the watch. You gotta be on the watch. They said something went wrong. I gotta tap again. I gotta tap again. Okay, you guys, I had a little bit of a brain fart. So can somebody remind me what the hell I was talking about? Because, I be forgetting what the hell I be talking about sometimes. So can somebody remind me in the chat so I can stay on task? Please, because I forgot. I be forgetting sometimes. I'm being honest and telling you guys, I be forgetting. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think I have no dementia. I don't want to speak that about my life, but I'm just saying. But even if you don't mention it in the chat, it's all right. I really did forget what I was talking, what I was trying to make a good point out of. I don't know. No, it happens. Oh well. It'll come back to me. Quick, fast, in a hurry, hopefully. This would be so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing sometimes when you're trying to have a good show and then you may have a little bit of a hiccup while you're trying to do your show. So, oops. Yeah, so that happens. It happens with me a lot. So, if you didn't know now, you know. But I'm okay with that though, because you guys are not judging me off of this. So, you know, thank you. And I appreciate everybody coming through and showing the brothers some love because you guys can be listening to anything and watching any other thing, but you guys are deciding to give me a little bit of your time. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'm sure you guys are probably listening and walking and doing whatever what you gotta do. But I'm just saying. But I was watching an episode. What's up, sis? What's up, big sis? I was watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I had an issue with what was said. Now, I'm gonna try to make this short as possible because TV drama, they try to kind of like stretch everything out, and they really want you glued in and shit like that. And sometimes like it's just a little bit too much. So I'm gonna just cut it on down by piece by piece. So what's up, Regina Myers? How you doing? Um, so I was watching that episode, and apparently one of the wives, I'm gonna just put her as a wife A, had said something to a nigga named Martell. Yeah, he said, yeah, I think she either said something about, you know, it's Sheree pussy, she's from the Housewives of Atlanta. She said, is Sheree pussy gonna keep, is it good enough to keep you around? And now I think they had confronted her about that. I guess it was him and another nigga. But they had confronted her about that. And the next day I think they had a baby shower. Somebody had a baby shower. And um the husband had pulled Martell to the side and asked him about that. And he was saying something about it was said that, his wife went back and said that they had said to her that she was being a Karen. And she probably was being a Karen because, come on now, let's be real. If I know that my partner got something going on with his wife, or well, his wife may have it. Well, let me reverse that. If my partner's wife have said something to me in a way that may have not been appropriate, I would just go to my friend about that. I wouldn't go to my friend's wife about that because at the same time I'm a man and she's a woman, so therefore that's not even something that as friends you should do. Saying with your friend lady. You shouldn't be trying to give her any of your mouthpiece. Talk to the man. You know, but they didn't really do that, and he had an issue with that. But at the same time, you gotta tell your wife too. You know, don't get in their business, and whatever you may have heard or whatever what was said about a particular party, which is party B. You ain't gotta bring that up. you know. And I know she may be pregnant. She just probably maybe she probably could have been trying to be messy, but let's be real. We're not going to be talking about stuff like that at no type of event. Like, come on now. Mm. I feel like she was out of line, and he had a right to, try to defend his wife, but at the same time, his wife was kind of wrong. You know, and I wouldn't have been. And then look, if it was me, I don't comment on anybody else's situation. Look, only time I comment on something, if you ask my opinion, I'm not the type of person where I'm trying to jump in and out and be, Captain Save a Hole or nothing like that. Or, I'm neutral. Okay, I'm neutral. When you come to me with about your issues, and look, hey, I tell you this how I feel on that, or this and that. Hey, I'm not here to pick sides and be in the mess. Cause I'm gonna keep it real. When people add their drama or porn, into your real world, because we all have, I feel like we all, although we are all people, but we all still have our little own little worlds. And when you start, having to deal with somebody that has a lot of issues and problems going on, that can kind of, step into your real life, and it's like, damn, I gotta worry about you because now you giving me signs, but I don't. Mm. I would suggest, not to be mean, I would suggest let them deal what they got to deal with, and you give them a good advice, and that's it. Because I can't help you change. Only you can be the person that to change for yourself. You know, that's why I stopped telling people what to do and how to do. You should already know what to do because you are dealing with a situation. You are dealing with a situation, so therefore you should already know what you are, facing and dealing with. And that's just common sense. If you ask me, that's just common sense. I feel like everybody out here, although you may have questions to another couple, how did y'all make it here and there? Look, it ain't that hard. Look, you deal with somebody, you deal with somebody. They gonna have some ways that you may not like, but it's up to you how long you want to deal with they ish, you know, with they ish. It's up to you. hmm It's up to you. It ain't up to your friend giving you a little advice, no, because at the same time they can easily do a 360 and be trying to, kind of go back to their old ways, but at the same time trying to change. But it's like, no, you still dibbling and dabbling with the bullshit, so therefore you still gonna come along with to me with the bullshit. And I'm gonna try to direct you and try to give you a little advice on what to do about the bullshit. So it's almost like a never ending story. It's almost like a never ending story. Sometimes when you have to deal with other people's shit, you know. And I'm that one friend, and I tell you, but after a while, you know, um, hey, I may not have a comment or a word for you because I already said what I can say. It's up to you to make the moves, because ain't nobody made no moves for me. Ain't nobody never ever made no moves for me, but besides giving me some words of encouragement. But I have to be the one, to step out of that day, that field of feeling like woe is me. No, no, it ain't you. It's only you to an extent because you can also get out of that. You can get out of that ish, and I'm glad. And I'm glad, but everybody ain't. But at the same time, I have to remind myself everybody's not me. So therefore, they're gonna make their own decisions and do what they're gonna do. You know, which they have every right to. You got every right to do it. Do what you got to do to make things happy for you. Because honestly, at the end of the day, it's so many people on this earth. You're gonna meet different personalities. Some may meet your standards, some may not meet your standards. But it's up to you to how long you want to fool around with that. Honestly, it is. Because I done met some different characters out here. I done met some different characters. I'm like, oh my goodness. You know, I thought just seeing some things in the neighborhood was something, but when you start meeting people that is, kind of different and come from a different walks of life from you, it's like, whoa, you really get a real touch on how people grew up and what they believe in, how they gonna act and how they gonna be around you. Because people can really show you who they really are, and I'm glad they do though. Because at the same time, you have the option to show them who you are too. I'm just saying, so they can understand. You can't be over here trying to place order or think you finna be running something because you're not doing that. And that should go with and vice versa when it comes to a person that's in your life and that's not in your life. And if y'all got to it, if y'all in a situation where y'all just talking, y'all just talking, okay, bam, it. But if you're in a relationship, I feel like hey, mm-hmm, in a relationship, you gotta have that communication. You gotta know what you're dealing with. Because if you don't, it'll be so off balance. It'll be so off balance. You said people can either be a blessing or a lesson on both. Yeah, and that's right. They can be a lesson or a blessing. And I'm glad the people that I was around the time that I was dealing with certain strangers, um, they was lessons for me because I was able to be looking out for the worst and the good too, because sometimes things that may have been good that I would say that was good a little bit was a little bad. It's a little bad and that good. And I'm glad that it wasn't for my good. Let's keep it real. I'm glad it wasn't for my good because they were not for me. They wasn't meant for me. And I'm glad that I no longer talk to those people anymore. I left them where they at. Just like they found me, I found them right where they were, right in the same position, same spots too, areas, mm-hmm, locations, all that, where they are at. And honestly, it ain't really going back to that because you're not gonna get nothing new. It's gonna be the same manufactured stuff from a person that you done maybe had some dealings with, you know, or it's just talking to, and they wasn't too much about nothing, so you have to hear up and get up on out of there because you're wasting your time. Or better yet, they have you in some stuff, and trying to think you gonna go along to get along. No, you better know your place and who you are as a person. You better stand up for yourself. I refuse to not be going, not if I'm in a situation where I'm dealing with somebody and the situation is not in my favor and it's which is a good thing. I'm leaving. I'm saying no. We're not saying yes. We're not kissing ass. We're not just going along. We're not just going along to get along. Oh no, we ain't doing that. We're not doing that because that's like being like a doormat. Damn, you letting everybody walk over you. Mm-mm. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse to be that. And if there's anybody in the chat, well, not in the chat, but out there that's just listening and you feel like a doormat, you can change that too. You can change that. People are only gonna go so far, than what you allow them to. So hey, you better boss up. You better boss up. It's good to always be bossing up. Everybody should always be bossing up on any individual out here. I'm sorry when I say this, but on some of them old ones too. You come at you can look you can come at them very very respectfully, not too harsh, but sometimes they need to know the truth. You coming at me like that and you want me to wipe your ass? You look, I ain't leaving you in there because if you go to nursing home, sometimes them niggas up there they'll leave you in your shit and waiting for somebody else to wipe your shit up. Not to be nasty, I'm just keeping it real, but you hear them stories, and look, the mistreatment is real. It is real for them older people, and they shouldn't be doing them old people like that. But they also got to just talk to them. You ain't got to fuss at them. Hell, they don't live life, so of course they gonna be like that. But at the same time, I do agree. We should all come together and talk. But in a perfect world, that would happen. But in a not so perfect world, which is this world right now that we living in right now, that ain't gonna never happen. Only in certain areas. Only in certain areas. You said we have to teach people and how to treat us. Yeah, you gotta treat people how to treat yourself. Because if you don't teach them, they will never know, and they still go on in life thinking that that's the way to go, and that's not the way to go. That's why it's important for people to know. Change this up. That's why when I see some people on panels, and I feel like they getting dug, kind of what I would say, dragged through the mud, like just getting drugged down through there. That's not a cute thing. you know, you should already have the common sense within yourself, and let just and just tell yourself, maybe I don't need to be over here because I'm getting made a plum ass out of. And I'm just using those words, loosely, but it's the truth. People will make an ass out of you if you allow them to continue to do that. You better say something. If you don't say anything, I would say 9 times out of 10 they know, but they still gonna feel comfortable doing it because you ain't saying nothing about it. That's just some real stuff. That's some real stuff. So I would just say for those people that love to get on those panels, continue to make do what you got to do to feel like people gonna come to your channel. But when you are making really a fool of yourself, on those panels, and you thinking that it's funny and it's cute, and it's not. It's really not. Because a lot of times people ain't gonna really take you seriously, and they will also think something is wrong with you, like you haven't been taught enough, especially when you hit a certain age. That's the big kicker right there. When you start seeing people that's older than you, and they start, portraying ways of a 15-year-old or a 20-something-year-old, and that shouldn't even be going down right now at that age. You know, if anything, you should be telling people on what not to be like. You know, I'm just saying, and it goes for anybody that's like that on those panels. For real, I'm just saying. I'm just saying because I don't want to inspire. I don't want to inspire to be like that at all. I wouldn't. Mm-mm. That's embarrassing. Constantly to be up there and people just saying this and saying that. Sometimes it's just best to just stay in the bushes, because the more you hit panels, the more you are really allowing people just to really disrespect you more. And you're not only disrespecting, well, not only are they disrespecting you, but you are really disrespecting yourself because you don't care about it. When you see a problem or issue with yourself and you go back and watch your videos, because I'm sure a few people out there may go back and watch their videos and be like, oh man, I said that a little bit wrong, so I'm gonna take that on down. Yeah, you know what? You should, you should, because you look off, and I want people to be looking like they own, like they know what's going on, instead of instead of coming out here and acting as if they don't know what the hell is going on. And if they do, or if they hit it, well, I would say if they is portraying that, that's sad within itself. That's sad within itself, because you're giving a bad image out for yourself when you come on like that. And that's the truth. I would want to be remembered at least with some grace, hey, some respect. Not someone that was maybe, um, how can I say it in a nice way, chemically imbalanced. I feel like that. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. I be saying certain words wrong, so you guys forgive me. Hopefully, hey, hopefully it ain't too much of the beers or the booze or whatever. Sometimes you just have to lay off of that, because marijuana don't, in my eyes, marijuana don't do you like that at all. But we all have our ways. We all have our ways. I just hope those ways change. I just hope those ways change. And you guys, I'm now getting my thought back of what I was thinking about earlier before I started this live. I don't want to confuse anybody. Oh, let me read the chat. It said one thing about life, maturity doesn't all. Yeah. He said, hey, it doesn't really come with it. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. It really doesn't, and that's a little sad, because people that's up in age should be acting accordingly, just like the young people that's are not of age, yet trying to get there. because it's a privilege to get older. I don't know, I don't care about none of this old stuff that I be hearing my peers be saying, "Oh, you old this, old that." No, hopefully we can get their age. If not, shoot, that's an issue. Something that that's an issue with us. We done did something crazy to ourselves. By the food that we may consume or anything. So it's a privilege to be, in your 60s and 50s and 70s and 40s. Because everybody doesn't, everybody don't always make it to be in those ages. Shoot, it's a privilege. Look, that's one thing I never understood why people be lying about their ages, men and women. Like, you know what? I'd be embracing my stuff, my age. If I was in my, maybe 50 or 60, I don't give a damn if I had wrinkles all over the place. Hell, okay, yeah, and I hear. Hey, look, I'm here. I made it. I made it. Hopefully you can get here. Hopefully you can get here. I'm just saying. Why you want to talk about somebody's age? Yeah, at least you can look. People that have age on them, you know, or they have aged. Oh, what? How can I say it? Because I don't want to sound like mean, but people that have that is very very seasoned. I put it like that. Um, they can tell you some things, and that you can learn from them. You know, it's always good to pay attention to someone that may be older than you. So you can learn. You can use those same instructions that they may know and they pass them down to you, and you can add them to your life. But in today's time, we have people that think they are so grown and they want to just go out there and do anything on their own instead of just realizing the mistakes or decisions. Well, I would say not decisions, but repercussions from their decisions. What's going to come out of that. Sometimes you got to think. So I would say, well, they got to think. My peers got to think. If they don't, mm, they be setting themselves up for failure. Honestly, they'll be honestly, they'll be the cause of their own demise. If you ask me, the cause of their own demise, and can't nobody really too much feel sorry for that because you are your own person, and you're going out there and doing things that could get you caught up, put in jail or dead. You know, so yeah, that's all I have to say on that. But I wanted to go back to what I was saying earlier in the video. I know this is crazy because I'm really just kind of like a little bit here and there when it comes to my commentary. But how I feel about that whole the man confronting a woman in the whole marriage. I think what is it called, marriage and love. I think love and marriage Huntsville. Yeah, love and marriage Huntsville. I feel like they really should just talked to the male first and just stay out of it. Because when it comes to two men and a woman together and they have some disagreements, it's not a good look. It's best for women to deal with women and men to deal with men. You know, all this we just having a conversation. No, because as we all know, you may have a peaceful conversation, but it may not end so peacefully. Somebody may get knocked and bucked and ready to swing and hit somebody in the face, or really just be flipping tables out, just really doing the most, you know, doing the most, all because they didn't agree to something, or may have heard something in a way that it may have not been, it may have not been in that way that it was told to them, that happens too. People go back saying it in a different type of way that it was not really, brought to them. Like, you done got things all totally wrong. And it's always best to, know for fact. Know for facts, because if you don't know for facts and you just assuming, uh, you're making yourself look like an ass. Look like an ass. Especially on TV. Mm. Well, you guys, on that note, I'm gonna get up on out of here. That was all I seen today. Well, yeah, yesterday. Because I don't really too much watch TV, but I catch the little clips here and there. And I may report on it or I may not. So it is what it is. But on that note, you guys, I gotta go pay the water bill. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Peace. I'm out of here.